Hey guys, Blackout Bill here. I'm gonna fix up the old Ram today. If you haven't liked the video, and any tool I use will be in the description and an Amazon link. If y'all could click that and either buy the tool if you like it or buy anything on Amazon, I appreciate you. In any case, let's get to work. Okay, today we're just gonna quick change the back rotor pads, brake pads. Let me quick simple version of this. Get your tire off, and what I suggest, if you're doing this often, this is my impact. They're not paying me. I love it. It's a rigid. I got the 1/4-inch drive. They make a whole bunch of different ones, and I used to cringe taking the tire off the 4-lug iron, and I got an 8-lug wheel. What a pain in the tuchus. So, eight nuts. Done. Like NASCAR pit crew. Jack it up. Don't forget your jack stands. Take your 8 nuts off, or your 5 in most applications. Or if you got a little Honda, little 4 guy. Take the tire off. You guys check out my video in 2017. We did the rotors and pads all the way around. Look at these rotors. Look how shot they are after only 4 years of use. I mean, that's just crappy metal right there. They shouldn't be this worn out. Truck's been sitting for a couple years because of a fuel leak, which we fixed. So everything's a little bit more rusty than normal. But the Ram lives on. All right, let's take apart our 212s, 213s actually, 213mm bolts here and here to get our caliper off, get rid of these brake pads. And just for the record, this 13 bolt that was in the bottom, this guy here is like this. Without that impact, it wasn't coming out. There was no way. It was locked in there. So, impact tool, it just makes everything 10 times easier. Once your 2 bolts are out, you can get a screwdriver. It might not come because it's so kind of stuck in there. But usually it does. Oh boy. Usually it does. One end is longer for the new clips. The other end is shorter. So there's only one way they can go. You can flip them. It'll be wrong and it'll work, but the right way is the longer piece on the top and the smaller piece on the bottom. Alright, and once you pry your caliper off, you can rest it to the side. Now you shouldn't hang it like that. The hose is going to stretch a little bit. But as long as you're not bouncing up and down and the hose is in good shape, you're fine. But, you know, the nitpickers out there will say, well, you're going to ruin the hose. So, bungee cord it up, brace it. There's not a lot of line here. The front ones usually have a lot more leeway. But the back ones, you can kind of rest it up here. And then you can prop your old pads out. Get your old pads out of there. Expect them for evenness. These have a smidge of meat left, but done. And then we can take our clips out, because the kit did come with new ones. Yeah. Get. Go on, get. Go on, get. There she goes. And then just take your new clips, put them on. Like I said, this one's smaller than this one. Not that you can see that. This one is too small for this one. So, it goes on the bottom. And you just push them on. If they don't go on willingly, take a little hammer or a screwdriver, bang them puppies into place. And the tops. Ah, that one slid into place. That was the first. Okay, now for the hardest part of the job is to compress these suckers in. And I just take the old pad, put it like this, and then I have these cool C vice grips. You guys can use a C clamp if you like, and I grip the sides of it and I vice grip them closed. The other video also shows that. And once you've compressed pistons all the way in, you can ignore the kids screaming, and then take your new brake pads, slide them into position, I put the noisemaker, which is this thing, the little tab here, to indicate you need new ones on the inside, because that's how I found them. But I did the last brake job, so who the hell knows if it's right? I don't believe there's a correct way. And they'll slide right into the slots of your new clips. Very simple. And then you can take your caliper and push these little rubber things in. They're like little pistons, mini piston things. And they will get in the way. If they're not seized up, which it seems mine are. There she goes. Need a little nudge. And the brake dust in these things do get into the pistons on these things, so that's when you need a new caliper. They rebuild them all the time. You can actually rebuild your own if you're so inclined. And then you slide the bottom in first. And then you can bang it down and in. Down. So it's resting on your clips and in. The other side was you stick the bottom on, you rotate the top in. This one, you stuck the top up and rotate the bottom down. So just, if it's not going one way, don't force it. Figure it out. Apologize. That's why this is for entertainment. Not that I'm any good at that either. So you'll see your bolt holes will line up for those little 12s. Eventually they'll line up. Whoop. And when they do, that's it. Here, you put your 12s back in. 13, excuse me. 13's back in a hole. Okay, so when you're putting these in, this one was kind of, what do you call it? Was seized in there. You can put some anti-seize on there so that it doesn't do that again. And we're just gonna tighten them up. All right, once you tighten those on, that's it. Just roll your tire back up. Tire back on. And then, like I said, I used to cringe taking my tire off, because what a pain. 8 freaking lug nuts. And, you know, rusted on there. I always start them by hand. A couple threads. And tighten all of them. And then do not do this. I'm telling you not to do this. And then I put it on the lowest setting, because you don't want to strip these. So once they're hand tight, just kind of keep going. I'm not even really tightening them, I'm just getting them on there. I mean, that alone is worth its weight in gold, instead of taking a tire iron and spin, spin, spin. All 8 of them, forget it. Boom. Done. Done. Kind of. Plus, y'all, feels like you're in the pits. Kind of pits at NASCAR here. So now they're all like in there decent. I'll go. What? You pet the doggy? Cute.
Hey, look at my bed.
Can't edit all of this, so that's Matthew, the master mechanic. Getting big. Lowest setting, just kind of a couple. Mechanic master of. But what a dream this thing is compared to a freaking tire iron. And I'm using my star pattern. I want tight, even though now I don't need to worry about how loose or tight they are. Not loose. I don't have to worry about how tight they are, because I'll always be able to get them off with this. This thing's got a lot of power, almost too much. You will break the studs off this side. Looks like I'm good. That's it. That's a wrap on the brake job, fellas. So, again, anything I use is down below. If you have a question, ask, please. Thanks for tuning in. Check you guys in the next video.